Welcome back to Jars of Clay Counseling and Wellness. We're really excited today because we really believe that mental health is not just mental. We open Jars of Clay because of that. And we know that exercise, our movement, sunshine, sleep, our nutrition, music, mindfulness, coping strategies, all of that plays a big role in living your best life, being the best that you can be, feeling the best that you can feel. So today we're going to talk about how supplements can help with our mental health and our wellness. And Candace is here to introduce these to you and maybe educate and help you understand a little bit more.
Yeah. So I think first off, what I want to say is these are supplements to a healthy lifestyle. You can't out-vitamin an unhealthy lifestyle, if that makes sense.
I like that.
So just like you can't out-exercise an unhealthy diet. So these are all things that might be lacking in your diet, but we would preferably like you to get them in your diet if you can. But still, sometimes people have genetic defects and different things that make it impossible for their body to do the things that our bodies were made to do. So first off, I think I'd like to talk a little bit about what a quality supplement is versus a big chain store supplement. So all of our supplements that we carry will have a code on it, on it's a symbol really, that says that they have all been tested by an outside source than the laboratory that makes it, because the FDA doesn't do any kind of testing on vitamins at all. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So if you go to a big box store and you pull something, a vitamin B off the shelf, it doesn't even have to have vitamin B in it. No one's really tested that what's in it is what it says it's in it, right? So all of the company that we use, all of their supplements have been verified from an outside company, not the laboratory that makes the actual supplement, but an outside company to make sure that what it says is in it is actually in it. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
So, and I think all of our vitamins and supplements are gluten-free and they're dye-free and all of those kind of things. So important to get a good quality supplement, not just something that you can buy anywhere. Okay, so some of the most important supplements.
Wait, I want to stop you before you get started.
Yeah, go ahead.
I do want you to share a little bit about how you know so much about this, why you know so much, how you know so much.
I'm just a vitamin queen. No. So I've been a pharmacist for 25 years. And it's interesting, in pharmacy school, they taught us that vitamins and minerals and other these kind of supplements weren't really evidence-based medicine, not really tested. And although that's very true, as far as there is no big pharmaceutical company going to take the money to invest in testing whether vitamin B is actually good for you, we know simply by our biochemical processes that there are certain vitamins and minerals that we need to function well. And so, I think for years as a pharmacist, I was kind of like, I don't need vitamins. Well, then I went to functional medicine school for 2 years and realized how depleted our soil is. And also the older we get, I think the more our body struggles with keeping up and breaking down our food into the nutrients that we need. So I had 2 years of functional medicine school to really learn about these quality supplements and what they can do for us. So.
Okay, now you can go.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm not going to go in the order of this. I'm just going to go in the order that we have things here. So a really good thing, this actually is not a probiotic, but this brand of probiotic is a really good brand. We actually didn't have any probiotics on our shelf. So probiotics are, what they do in your body is your gut is filled with bacteria. And I don't like to say good or bad because your gut is filled with bacteria. And sometimes, like if you take an antibiotic, it can kill certain bacteria off and allow others to overgrow. And again, I don't call them good or bad. Some just, there's too many of them. So what a probiotic does is it really kind of replenishes your gut flora, all of those bacteria in your gut, and helps your gut be healthy and the bacteria in it be healthy. Sometimes you can get what's called short intestinal bacterial overgrowth. We have a lot of bacteria in our large intestine because that breaks down the food.
Okay.
So, and those bacteria like to let off gases, which is why we after we eat, right? Well, if those bacteria creep up into our short intestine and they start to let off a lot of gases, and we'll feel really bloated. And so it's funny because I've been on an antibiotic for something the last week and I've been very gassy. And I'm like, I think I need a probiotic. And
can it do the opposite too? Because I was traveling a few weeks ago and I had to go on an antibiotic before I left. And by the time I got there, my stomach was a mess.
Yep.
So I went to the local pharmacy in Europe and got a probiotic, and it helped within a couple of days.
Yeah.
So can it do, like, can you feel constipated or have diarrhea?
Yeah. I mean, all of that whole microbiome, all of the intestinal gut bacteria that we have is there for a reason. And we want it in balance. And so that's what a probiotic really does.
Helps
it
balance
keeps it in balance.
Okay.
Right. And the gut and the brain, as far as mental health is concerned, the gut and the brain are so connected. Our gut really informs our brain if we are safe, if we are in a safe environment. And so whenever that gut bacteria gets overgrown in the wrong places, it can really do a number. Or if we're just eating crap food, it can really do a number on our mental health. So a probiotic, really good to have, especially if you've been on antibiotics or have to be on antibiotics for any certain amount of time. Okay. Any questions about that?
No, got it.
Okay. Next one is, we have several different magnesiums. So there's 3 different magnesiums that we carry. We carry, this one's magnesium glycinate. It's probably the most broad spectrum magnesium that we carry. Magnesium is a natural relaxant. It's really good for muscle ache. It's really good for headache, and it's really good for constipation. It's actually works both ways. Like if you're constipated and you need to go, if you take magnesium citrate, which is one that we carry, that's actually what they give you before you have a colonoscopy to clean you out. We don't give it in that big of a dose. we don't really want that much, but it helps if you're constipated. But also if you're having diarrhea and you take this magnesium glycinate, it can kind of help solve that problem for you too. But this one, this MagMind, is magnesium L-threonate, and it actually is the only one that crosses the blood-brain barrier. And we need magnesium to make neurotransmitters, which are our happy chemicals.
Oh, wow.
To make serotonin and dopamine,
I did not know that either.
All of those things. So magnesium threonate crosses the blood-brain barrier. So if you have someone struggling with depression, anxiety, this is a really good one. There's another product called MagMind Stress Resistance that has L-theanine in it, along with this magnesium L-threonate. And L-theanine is really good for anxiety. So if you're having a lot of stress and you're anxious about a lot of things, L-theanine can really kind of calm you down. Another one that I didn't bring in here that does that is GABA. So in our body, we have GABA and we have glutamate. And I like to think of glutamate as like wired, like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? Da, 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 da. And GABA is kind of like the stoner friend, like everything's going to be okay. Life's okay, and our body kind of, it can turn glutamate into GABA and it can turn GABA into glutamate. So if we lack GABA, then we can take GABA, right? Or if our body's turning too much GABA into glutamate and we're anxious, then we can take GABA and it kind of brings us down.
Okay.
Just calms us down a little bit. Probably better for you than weed. Okay.
Just tell it like it is.
All right.
Well, wait, let me back up.
Yes.
One thing I forgot to ask you to do is tell us when the best time of day to take all of these are. Because this is a lot. Like some of these I am taking, and yeah.
Well, some of them, it doesn't matter. Some of them, it really doesn't matter if you take in the morning, in the evening, with a meal or without a meal. I like to take my magnesium at bedtime because it's a natural relaxant. Yeah. So it helps calm you. It helps you to relax. It helps you to sleep. So I like to do magnesium in the evening, except for this Magmind. This Magmind, because it crosses the blood-brain barrier, I usually have people take 2 in the morning and 1 at night because it's kind of an all-day booster. Because you kind of need that more of a boost in the morning when you're going to have to go about your day and deal with life.
So, before I started this business with you, I'll be honest, I didn't realize there were different types of magnesium. So I think that's something that probably normal people who haven't gone to pharmacy school or functional medicine school wouldn't understand.
Not all magnesium is
created equal.
Okay. And they all do different things. Like at the pharmacy where I have worked in the past, every pharmacy, they carry magnesium oxide, which is a terrible form of magnesium. It's not well absorbed. I shouldn't say that, but it's not the greatest form, right? The glycinate is just well absorbed.
Okay.
The citrate is really good for constipation.
Okay.
And then this one's really good. That 3-8 is really good for
anxiety.
Yeah. But I would say, again, take those at bedtime.
Okay.
Probiotics, there's really not a right or wrong time to take a probiotic. I think as long as you take it the same time every day, that's probably the most important thing.
Okay.
Yeah. And then L-theanine, again, it's with the Magmind, it's with the magnesium. So 2 in the morning, 1 at night. If you are more anxious during the day, that's why you take 2 in the morning and 1 at night.
Okay. Because
some people are anxious when they go to bed. That's when their mind starts kicking up. So it really kind of depends. Like you have to know your body, and if you understand what you're taking and why you're taking it, then that will help you determine
when
you'll need it
and how much.
Right.
Okay.
So, so this one has ashwagandha in it. It's stress balance. It actually has a bunch of different things, but it's got ashwagandha in it. So ashwagandha is what we call an adaptogen. And when we're stressed out, our body releases cortisol, right? And if you're stressed out for a really long time, your body's releasing your cortisol is really high, really high, really high. And then your body can get adrenal fatigue and your cortisol drops. And so you have low cortisol and you're just tired. You have like chronic fatigue syndrome. So what an adaptogen does is it adapts your cortisol level. So if it's high, it brings it down. If it's low, it brings it up. Not sure exactly how it does that, but there's quite a few adaptogens. Ashwagandha and ginseng are 2 that are in this particular one. This is Thorne Stress Balance. So those are both really good at helping cortisol levels stabilize. And so you not feel tired but wired but tired.
I've been there.
Most moms have.
Yeah.
So any questions about those?
And this is more of a morning? Or daytime?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
Yeah. Then my favorite supplement, well, besides vitamin D, which we're going to talk about in a second, my favorite supplement that I think all people over the age of 40 should be on is a good fish oil. Fish oil it's really good for our cardiovascular system, especially if you have like cholesterol and stuff like that. But it's also really good for our brain health. And Lord knows, the older we get,
we walk in the room, we're like, what? Why am I here?
What were we doing?
What are we even doing right now?
Are we making a podcast? Yeah, what was our podcast? Oh, fish oil. Yes, so you can tell it's helping me. So fish oil, really good for brain health. Really, really good. And you want to get a good quality one. There's so much. Here's the deal. All fish oil is a really healthy fat. Okay. And our brains need fat. Our brains don't necessarily need butter. They don't need vegetable oil. Olive oil is a good healthy fat, but fish oil is probably the healthiest.
Coconut oil?
Coconut oil is good.
Coconut oil as well.
Yep. And I'm going to be 100% honest. When it comes to fish oil, it's very confusing because there's different types of fish. There's omega-3s, omega-6s, omega-9s.
Yeah.
There's like EPA, DHA, like there's different ones, and it's very confusing, and I'm not well versed on that, but I know that this is a good one.
I take that one.
That's the one I take.
Because we sell that here. Yeah.
That's why she takes it. I take it because my doctor prescribed it.
Okay. Your doctor prescribed
Nurse
this
practitioner,
one.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So surely she knows what she's doing. Okay, so my all-time favorite vitamin This one, vitamin D and magnesium are probably my two top favorites. I feel like every perimenopausal woman needs to be on a fish oil, a magnesium, and a vitamin D. In Missouri, everybody's vitamin D that I've ever tested is low.
Really?
Every single person, unless they're actually taking a vitamin D supplement.
Even though, like,
Even
we
in
do
the
have
summer,
some sunshine in the summer. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So, and I think part of that's probably because our food is deficient or we're not getting enough in our food. It's not, and we are pretty much inside people. So we sit at a desk a lot of times and we're inside. Vitamin D is important in so many biochemical processes in our body. It helps build bone, helps make neurotransmitters that are those happy chemicals in our mind. It's kind of like a little dose of sunshine in a bottle, right? And we have two different forms. We have capsules, and then we have liquid, which you just drop on your tongue, and it's actually the best absorbed.
This is what I do.
Is the liquid.
A couple drops every morning. I think it's just one drop, but I accidentally almost always get two. Accidentally.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
You're going to die. No, it's okay. Okay. It really is okay. Yeah, because it's a pretty low dose. You probably need more than one drop.
Oh.
So we'll talk about that later. Let's get your vitamin D tested.
Okay.
One thing I do want to say about vitamin D, all of the vitamins are water soluble except for vitamin A, D, E, and K. Okay, and this is vitamin D with vitamin K. And anytime you take vitamin D, you want to take it with K because K helps the vitamin D. Vitamin D helps your body absorb calcium, and you want to absorb calcium into hard tissue like your bone and not soft tissue like your arteries and veins. So vitamin K helps your body take the D and help the calcium be absorbed into soft tissue. And I mean, hard tissue and not soft tissue. So anytime you take D, make sure you take K. But D and K are both fat soluble, which means that they can build up in your system. So vitamin B, vitamin C, all of vitamin E, no, not E, A, D, E, and K are fat soluble. All the rest are water soluble. You can take as much as you want. You're just going to pee it out. It's kind of like you're just throwing your money away if you take too much of it. These can actually build up in your system. So if you're taking vitamin D, I always suggest that people get their labs checked like every 3 to 6 months to make sure. Okay. Last time I got my labs checked, my vitamin D was really high. So I was taking too much. So that one is that's the only one that I would say is really important for you to get labs checked.
So I was kind of joking, but not really about some, like I do a drop, but sometimes I accidentally do two.
You should do two.
I should do two?
You should do two.
Okay. I'm looking at the
dosage. So like 2 drops of this is like a fourth of one of these capsules.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but this is a pretty high dose.
But you don't want to do like 5 or 6 drops of vitamin D. Then it's not good. Not healthy.
It depends on your vitamin D level.
Get tested is the lesson here.
What do we say? Test before you, I don't know what the word is. Check your levels before you just start taking stuff.
That's really good advice.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Because if you don't need it, you don't need it. Okay. Next one. B. Vitamin B. Vitamin B. It's another one I love.
I was going to say, you smell really big for that one.
Well, I think that vitamin B does so many things. There's so many different vitamin Bs, first of all. Okay. So I think it's really hard for me not to talk to people my age because when I was 20, I didn't care and I didn't need any of this stuff. But I'm 50 now and I care. And I care because I feel like I need it. So vitamin B12 is really, really important in energy. And as you know, as we age, we get tired. We don't have the energy of a 20-year-old, right? Just like a 20-year-old doesn't have the energy of a 2-year-old. And so B12 is a really important vitamin for everyone. Some of us have a genetic predisposition to not be able to methylate well. And I think I've talked about this in another podcast. I can't remember. But basically, everything in our body is biochemical processes. Like think of the Ford plant and, parts are moving down the line. And if this part of the line doesn't do their job, then it's going to stop the line and it's not going to keep going down the line. Well, in our bodies, in like 300 biochemical processes, our body needs to take a methyl group, which is just chemistry. It's a CH3 group, so 1 carbon and 3 hydrogens, and it has to put a methyl group on something for it to keep going down the line. Well, some of us have, it's called the MTHFR gene, And if we're homozygous for that, in other words, if we got a bad gene from our mom and a bad gene from our dad, then we don't methylate. And so we can go to the doctor, and the doctor can say, your B12 is low. And the doctor can give you a shot of cyanocobalamin, and it's not going to do you any good if you have that genetic predisposition, because your body doesn't methylate it. So you need methylcobalamin. So we actually carry methylcobalamin here so that your body doesn't have to do that step. If it doesn't, it's already in that form so that it can keep moving down the line. It kind of skips that, right?
Stuckness.
Yeah.
Okay.
It kind of like it methylates for you. So all your biochemical processes.
You're using a big word right now.
I am.
Can you explain to us methylate if people don't know what that is?
Well, I just tried to.
Okay, so that is the process of
methylation is when your body takes a CH3 group and puts it on this chemical compound so that it can keep going down the line.
Got it.
Right. And if you're like, think of a part like a steering wheel. I don't have any steering wheels to give you. I don't know how to put the steering wheel on the line so that it can keep going down the line.
Okay.
Right. So that particular B12, methylcobalamin, it's already got the steering wheel attached when it comes into your body. So it just keeps going down.
All right.
Does that make more sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if that description was describing methylation, but that's what you were describing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So lots of different B vitamins. B12 is probably the most important, but in anxiety, B6 is really important. And B6 is a little bit tricky because when people are anxious, they're usually low on B6, but if you give them any more than 10 milligrams of B6, they're going to be really anxious. So we have to use a really low dose of B6. And a lot of vitamins at regular chain drugstores, you won't find a B complex that has a low B6, but we actually carry them here. So Bs are really important for lots and lots of things.
I feel like I'm learning stuff today.
Well, good.
I mean, you've told me lots of things and I've learned other things, just by own reading and educating, but this is good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Keep going.
Good. I like to teach. It's okay. Protein. I think you should speak on this one.
I should speak on protein. No, I think you should.
I mean, okay. So I take protein collagen form in the morning.
Which we do have here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I should have brought that in.
That's okay. Yeah. We have that one. And I like to drink protein drinks. So as we age, protein is really, really important for our muscles. And as we age, especially women, as we go through perimenopause and menopause, we lose muscle mass. We just do. And so protein is really important to keep that muscle mass. And the reason muscle mass is important for women is it keeps your bones safe, like it keeps you from breaking bones. Muscle burns more calories than fat. It's important. Your heart's a muscle, so protein is really important to have in your diet. And I think most of us in America, we have a lot more carbs and fat in our diet than we do protein. And so in a really easy way to get protein is through a protein powder. It's very convenient. Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a lot of bad protein powders out there, a lot of them. Mm-hmm. And another thing about protein powder that I would really check the label if you're going to get is the amount of carbs in it. Like this has 2 grams of carbs, which is hardly any at all. But you'll find some it's just all sugar. It's like more sugar powder with a little protein than it is protein powder. So you want a good clean one. There's whey, there's soy, there's all kinds of different protein powders. I would stay away from a soy protein powder as a perimenopausal woman because it can mess with your hormones. So whey is a good one.
But it has a lot to do with bone density as you age as well. And so very common for aging women to lose that bone density very quickly after age 40. So more muscle mass or the resistance training helps strengthen the bone density. So,
yep.
And this protein helps support the muscle mass, which then helps support the bone density.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And then we have a couple other things. So I don't have to hold these up, but electrolytes are really important. It's funny when I do lab work, it's funny because there are several different lab markers that if they come back like not optimal, it's usually because the person's dehydrated because people don't drink water the way they should. And get the electrolytes. So electrolytes, This one's really hard. I think this has been in my drawer too long.
Here's a good one too. It's very clean.
Oh, you got, okay, yeah. Good. So yeah, I mean, oh, I just hit my microphone. Electrolytes. I don't know. I haven't studied electrolytes a lot. I know what I use electrolytes for. I use them so I feel hydrated, really. More than
because
anything.
Hydration isn't just about water.
Right.
It's about salt, potassium, magnesium.
All of those things. Yeah. So, yeah. So those things are important to have too.
And again, of course, we talked about all of these being really clean and tested. Get an electrolyte that is clean, doesn't have a bunch of crap in it.
Yeah. Explain that more.
Explain that more.
Yeah, what's crap? How do you know if you got crap in your electrolytes?
Well, preservatives. Like this one says, let me find it. Where did it go? No maltodextrin. Did I say that word right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's sugar. It's fake sugar.
So extra sugars.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really particular also about the sweetener that's in, like I don't do aspartame at all or any kind of Splenda.
Yeah.
Splenda's the brand name, but what is Splenda? I can't remember. It's basically bleached sugar. But what's the sucralose? Sucralose. So be careful about what they're sweetening it with. And then just any other preservatives that you don't need. So I really did learn a lot today from you.
Good.
And this was fun. What is one supplement that you wish everyone had a better understanding about?
I think magnesium.
I've heard you say that before. Yeah.
I think 2/3. My daughter used to say, don't ask my mom what you should take. She's just going to say magnesium. But 2/3 of Americans are deficient in magnesium because our soil is deficient in magnesium because of the way that we farm. And I just think magnesium is so important in so many processes in our body. And we're so tight and we're so wired up like in America, and it's a natural relaxant. Everyone's looking for, I need a muscle relaxer, I need an anti-anxiety, and if you think about Epsom salt baths after a long run, the Epsom salt is magnesium.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
See, I learned something else today.
So I think magnesium is it's so important in so many things, and so many people are lacking. And just taking it, I remember when I first started taking it, I was like, I feel better already. Mm-hmm. So that's probably my favorite one.
I think that's something I want to speak to. How long do you need to take these to start feeling the effects of them? And then in the reverse, like I'll get off track sometimes and I'll go like, oh my gosh, like some kind of event or stress or something like got me off track and I just won't take my vitamins. And then 2 weeks later, I'll be like, oh my gosh, I haven't taken my vitamins in 2 weeks and I can feel it. Mm-hmm. So maybe answer that.
So that is a good question. Like, how long should I take these? And that question is different for every single person.
Okay.
Like if you're getting these things in your diet, then you don't have to take them. But if you're not eating a healthy diet, if you don't like vegetables like me, because I really don't like vegetables. I really don't like vegetables. I wish I did, but they literally make me throw up. But I think lab work is the best way to determine like if you need a supplement or not. Mm-hmm. I know that supplements don't work like pharmaceuticals. It's not like you take it and you're like, oh, I feel like a different person, like some people do on prescriptions. The problem with prescriptions is that feeling goes away pretty quickly. Whereas I feel like with supplements, you don't have that moment, but like if you quit taking them, you're like, oh, I don't feel so great.
Sluggish. I'm exhausted. Mm-hmm.
So it's much more subtle, but you're just giving your body the building blocks that it needs, right? Because it's not like we have a pantry in our left butt cheek where we can go grab some extra magnesium or vitamin D or B or whatever. We have to get it in our food, and if we don't get it in our food, then we don't have the building blocks we need to do a lot of the things we need to do. And then that tells our mind, like, hey, something's not right here.
Yes. Yeah, I'm exhausted, or I'm gonna this situation I'm not gonna be able to handle as well because I have more anxiety or whatever. Yeah. So true. So one thing I do want to say is you can get these things here.
Yeah.
When you come in, you're going to see them on our back wall right behind our reception desk. And we do sell these here. You can get them off our website as well. What can you explain to them how they can do that?
Yeah, so on the website, so we use what's called Full Script, and they're all clean vitamin supplements. They're, like I said, they're all certifiably what they say they are. If there's something in particular that you are like looking for that we haven't mentioned, or maybe we don't carry here, I'm certain that we have it in Full Script. And so you can certainly send an email or a website request, and we can send over a recommendation for you for those kind of things. So.
Yes. Okay, good. And then we also can work with you on blood work here.
Yeah. So I run lab work and all that stuff. I love to do lab work because I'm a nerd.
She is a nerd.
So we do regular, like, complete blood count, comprehensive metabolic panel. I do hormones. We run blood work for hormones. I check a lot of magnesium, vitamin D, B12, folate, all of those things. So yeah, we can.
Yeah. If you're coming to counseling here, it is pretty common for us to go, I wonder if something is low. And maybe we'll have them set up an appointment with Candace to kind of look at all of that, because we believe that it matters, and we understand that mental health is not just mental. So reach out, jarsofclayhealing.com. Give us a call, need an appointment. We're here for you. Thanks.
Thank you.